Welcome to the Metals Investment Forum. Today, I welcome back one of my favorite gold company, West Point. Welcome, Derek.
Thanks, Chen, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here again.
All right, great. So it's, the West Point has been some kind of amazing story. I mean, you guys just hit some massive intercept in Arizona and very close to Vegas, easier to mine. And since the market just started to digest what you have. So can you give us what you're seeing so far?
No, I would say that overall, we always knew we had a good project at Gold Chain. And then as we started drilling it, turns out it was even better. Last year, we kind of discovered that high-grade zone in the northeast of the Tyro main zone, put out some pretty special holes, 30 meters at 9 grams. Since then, we've kind of drilled half a dozen kind of 250 gram meter plus holes in that northeast zone and really expanded it. And, I think the stock really took off in December when we put out kind of those follow-up holes below that original discovery, including hole 81, which was 36 meters at 7 grams. So very good intercepts. And now we've expanded it at depth a little bit more. And so that zone in itself, when we go to do a main resource later this year, that's a zone that's really going to carry a lot of ounces and really carry probably the economics if we ever get to that. And
excellent. So you were just looking at what you have. I think I look at the modeling, right? Without really drilling deep, to confirm what you have deep, that could be easily 2 million ounces what you have right now.
Yeah, we're drilled down to about 150 meters, roughly across the whole deposit. Right now we're drilling it, the goal for this year is to extend that all the way to 300 meters. But what we've drilled off, it's drilled off to resource spacing. Was very intentional in how we approach things. And our, what I would say for what we have now, I mean, obviously I can't say, you could say, but I think that we're well on our way to delivering, we have that exploration target that's published, which is 20 to 30 million tons at 2 to 3 grams a ton. I think we're well on their way to delivering that to a resource sort of later this year. And I think that's kind of half the focus of the exploration program that we're working on. We really want to get, prove up that initial zone, right? I mean, it's at surface, it's on patented claims. It is a unique deposit just from a grade and size perspective. But then, the fact that where it is jurisdictionally, as you said, right, hour and a half outside of Vegas, in a jurisdiction where mines have been permitted the last 10 years, it's a real opportunity. It's something that is going to be coveted by the market, I think.
Yeah, market will recognize. So, what do you see the grade seems to be getting a little bit better, going deeper, or kind of?
In the northeast zone, it has gotten better. The grade has improved as we've gone to depth. I don't want to promise that we're going to that it's going to keep getting better. I'd like, but even if it maintains, I think the thing that we're impressed with that northeast zone in particular. Is that the grades are very consistent. Sometimes the low sulfidation or epithermal, it can be a little bit nuggety, a little discontinuous, and we're actually getting very continuous grades over big areas. And so that's really encouraging for the intensity of the system. So we'll see as we drill deeper. We're going to, in the next kind of this quarter, we're going to start drilling those deeper holes. So we'll find out whether it gets better at depth or stays the same. And so that's part of the opportunity for people coming into to West Point now.
Right. Even I did appreciate that comparatively, you still are so cheap. If you can imagine, I last time I did the interview, I believe there are at least 5 million ounces there. Okay, I mean when you explore everything, at least probably more. But if you put those number in Arizona, open pit, this kind of grade, their infrastructure. You're still extremely undervalued.
You're a shareholder and I'm the CEO, so we're both a little bit biased on that, but I 100% agree with you. I think that 5 million, that bigger potential, right? That's something that's a real opportunity for us. And so part of the reason that we added a second drill rig is, yes, we want to drill that resource at the Tyro main zone, give something to underpin the value, but we got to go test some of these step out targets. We have probably 7 drill ready step out targets as we speak now. The one that we're chasing right now is a target called Tyro South. We've got a few holes into it, so probably sometime later Q1 we'll see some drill results from that.
Later Q1?
Yeah, but that's Tyro main zone's 1 kilometer. We just talked about the potential of that. If you look at Tyro South, it's a 1.2 kilometer structure. It isn't the gold zone might be a little bit below surface, but I think it has, I wouldn't drill it if we didn't think we were going to hit, but I think it has, can have similar potential. I think the market will, if we hit there, the market could start to kind of impugn that 3 to 5 million ounce potential, and that's what everyone's after, right? You're after, the markets move. When I first started in this business, it used to be 1 million ounces, 100,000 ounces a year, right? And now the market's moved on that. Right now, it's kind of 3 to 5 million ounces, 200,000 ounce a year potential. And I think if we can deliver on, and that's just one of the exploration targets, we've got 5 others that we're just kind of going to systematically test, drill 5 or 6 holes, see what we get. Just drill more, test one of the other targets, and just start to prove that up and hopefully get some of that value into the stock for our shareholders.
No, absolutely. That will attract majors if you can get those 3 and 5 million ounce and very close infrastructure, relatively easy to mine.
Yeah,
that's the dream situation.
That's the opportunity, and I think one of the things that we've done a good job over the years of. Sometimes in the Southwest U.S. you can end up with these small claim packages, right?
Yeah.
You got one target, and we were lucky, right? There wasn't a lot of mining activity when we went into this district, but we were able to stake and acquire a lot of ground, and so now we have this, more than 10,000 acres of BLM claims, more than almost 300 acres of patented claims, and so we've got this big land package, and that's also what majors look for, right? They want this. They want to make sure you have space to build a mine, not just find one, right? So I think those are things that we've been very conscious of. We're going to keep advancing it till someone wants it more, but we're going to, but you want to check some of those boxes for the potential buyers.
Yeah, absolutely. So for a shareholder, either new to the game or existing shareholder, so what will expect? You mentioned that in later Q1, you have those new target step out. So that's just one of the 7, right? So what's your plan for the rest of the year?
Yeah, so we've got, we're in the middle of a 15,000 meter drill program. Mm-hmm. So we've drilled about 4,000 meters of that. I think I got the update this morning. There's 5 or 6 holes in the lab that we're waiting on assays for. We're going to drill, but there's 11,000 meters left to go. Half of that is going into the Tyro main zone. So we'll get a steady flow of news releases from that, or drill results from that. And then we're going to test these other targets, and we'll get some steady flow of news from those as well. I think that's, that 15,000 meters takes us till May or June. And so then we'll make some decisions based on what we've seen, what the next steps are. As I said, probably later this year, maiden resource at the Tyro main zone, which I think is going to be important to underpin the value of the company. I think it's going to, if we can deliver on the mid-range of that exploration target, it's going to be should be a catalyst for the share price.
Huge catalyst, yeah.
And then beyond that, so drilling, and then beyond that drilling, we're doing some additional metallurgical work that should come out Q1. We're doing, and then we're drilling that. I was gonna say we're doing a bunch of other smaller things, permitting and all, but that's not what the market gets excited about.
Right. Well, yeah, that's in Arizona, and then in Nevada, maybe you want to cover a little bit. And that Kinross is your partner.
Yeah, so Kinross is our partner at Jefferson Canyon. It's always a project we really like geologically. It's right next to Round Mountain. I probably saw Kinross put out an update on Round Mountain. They're on phase X at Round Mountain, so they're going to run out a letter soon on the phases of that project. It's over 20 million ounces. It's a spectacular deposit. But we're right next to Round Mountain. Kinross is very eager to kind of explore that. So we've been working on permitting there for a long time. It's been, to say the least, it's been frustrating, but it looks like that we're close, or Kinross is close to getting those permits. So I hope they're drilling it this summer, so we get some news flow there. It makes kind of the option agreement and the payments that come with it to us kind of have potential. Good. The other project that we just acquired was Baxter Spring, which also in Nevada, kind of the same area, just south of kind of Scorpio Gold's project there. That's a project that we're going to go out and what we're doing there is we're compiling the historic data that we acquired. We've got a really good database with it, 100 plus drill holes, some good grades. So we're going to design and permit a 5,000 meter drill program. We may do it this summer. We may not. That decision hasn't been made yet. But that's the plan for our Nevada portfolio. But really, keep your eyes on Gold Chain and the drill results.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Hope to hear great news from you. Good drill results next time.
All right.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you.